Hey, we're resurrecting the sports betting zone. Look at this trio of guys. Me, Bob. There's Mike. And there's Randall. Oh, yeah. You digging that groove, Randall?
Loving it, man. Did you write that, Bob?
Yeah, I wrote that. How about that, huh? The sports betting zone theme music. You forgot we had that, didn't you?
I did.
Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Don't forget you need to click the links below. Be in as many sports books as you can. Actually, all of them if you can, right, Randall? Sign up, click the links below. Yeah, let's do it.
A lot of good offers out there for March Madness as well. I saw MGM last night bet on 16 games and get 16 $10 free bets. So incredible sign up offer there if you're not a user of MGM. Great book. Glad we have it in Illinois. Take advantage of those links below, like you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget to sign up for the partner program, Randall. That's extremely important too. Pretty cool stuff out there where you click the link, and anybody who signs up on that link or uses that link, you get 20% of all the revenue for those that sign up with the link. I think that's a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, can't beat it. Copy the link, share it with your friends, get them on OddsJam, and get 20% of their monthly subscription. So pretty cool thing going on there. And I know here in just a little bit when you share your screen, it's going to be just a little bit different than what you're used to. Pretty excited about that as well.
Yes, it's great. New website, folks. It's fantastic. So let's talk about what's happening today in the world of sports. Guys, we haven't touched on a lot of NFL free agency, but, Cincinnati just lost their tight end. The Chargers are loading up on defense. There's a lot of things happening. And then Dallas is they're getting rid of Amari Cooper, and they just signed Michael Gallup to an extension. What are the Cowboys thinking, Mike?
I think they obviously seen enough out of Michael Gallup that if he's healthy, I guess they think that if they give him enough targets and enough workload, that they think that he can fill the void. Amari Cooper is getting up there in age. It wasn't until Amari Cooper came to Dallas that he really resurrected his career again. He was starting to fall off. So maybe Dallas sees this as the opportunity to get out now and stay young and give Gallup a little bit more workload. I think there's no doubt Gallup's a talented receiver when healthy. That's the key.
Right. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Hey, did you guys know spring training games are starting this coming week?
Excited, Bob. Are you betting them?
I'm very excited.
Are you betting them?
I may. You never know. Just to get it, you got to get a feel. I did that in preseason in hockey just to get a feel, especially for the over-under. I was talking to Kenny White today, guys, and he's not so sure because pitching is usually so far ahead of hitting that it really will have a big impact other than the National League with the DH. What do you think?
I'll tell you, your phone's probably enjoying the break in the evenings, Bob. You give it a rest, getting off those live bets that you like to make every night. So of course, I guess no college basketball. I'm sure you'll be home by Thursday to get that screen time back up.
The real question is going to be, is Bob going to be as silly with his Blues or as silly with the Cardinals as he is with the Blues? Because how
am I silly? Let me explain.
You lose money. You lose money on him when you bet him.
Let me explain something to you both. I am up a dozen units, 12 units on Blues bets for the year. You're absolutely 199% wrong. I make money on the St. Louis Blues. All right. So with that being said, now Randall, this is not the Friday show. Okay. You're not allowed to do
that. Friday show looking at a change. We've got to figure that out and get that tweeted out.
Let's do it tomorrow.
We've also got to get our college basketball, whatever we're going to do with it going. Steve said something about having a
little draft, Bob. I'm ready for March Madness talk. You're talking hockey and And
you guys screwed up a parlay. How you think you're going to screw up March Madness? Huh? The three of you screwed up a parlay. You don't think you're going to screw up March Madness? Are you kidding me? All right.
You watch. This will be the most organized thing you've ever seen, Bob.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to share my screen here, guys. This is important stuff. I want to go to the Positive EV page and show everybody what the website is actually looking like. Right,
it's
now.
Nice too.
Is that not beautiful?
It is.
Does that not look great? And one thing, Mike, that I was talking about earlier, because Randall and I were talking about putting out a hockey player prop video. You and I have been hitting on these player props like crazy. You know, I hit 2 out of 3 last night in one game in hockey. They're unbelievable, aren't they?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, my 2 player props missed out by a half a freaking point. So I'm really disappointed in that. And it was probably a good idea to fade my my locks because I've been so hot with them that maybe it was due to fade them. So let's get back at it tonight, huh?
Right. Oh, absolutely. So one thing that I saw today, and when this happens, you got to take advantage of it. Now, it's not there now, but if I go to my bet tracker, I'm going to show you what happened earlier today. It was the San Jose Sharks and Florida Panthers game, which actually I had taken the -1.5 in Florida. And actually, there was also a -2 that came up that was a positive EV that I bet. So that's doubling up on the same game. You know, if they win by 3 goals, I'm going to make some money. And yes, Randall, that $30 on that stake on that's an actual Bob bet. Can you believe that?
So Bob bet, he crossed the river and made the bet. You were probably, when you called me earlier today, you were trying to get turned around in an alley and trying to place bets and who knows whatever else you were doing.
How did you know I was in an alley?
Dangerous in an alley trying to get turned around because he's got to get his fix. I've never seen anything like it.
Unreal.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? So here's the bet tracker, folks. By the way, it's 100% free. And these are all the bets that I made today, Randall.
It's a lot of green, Bob.
Today. Look at these crazy bets. There were so many positive EV hockey plays today. It was unbelievable. And I had to jump on them. Here's one. Here's another perfect example, Randall. Here's an over 5.5 positive EV play. And on the same game and over 6. Well, if I'm betting, and I was already betting the over 6. The over 5.5 was a no-brainer. I had to get in on that.
Yeah.
100% free. You get on OddsJam.com, and then, you know, it'll actually track everything. I got $210 out there today, Randall. I'm going crazy.
You are going crazy.
$217 total profit, 3.1% return on investment of my completed bets. And this number here, over 50%, is really good. I'm at 57.2 in there. Once again, profit over time, sportsbook, sport, and by type, this is a great tool. Back to the positive EV play. Mike, do you have a lock of the night for Mike? Mike's lock of the night. What
I do, Bob. I do have one. I actually snagged it on the positive EV page. Excuse me. We are going back to Jay Crowder again. If you guys remember, we went to him about a week ago.
That earlier.
Yeah, we're going to snag him for the over 10.5. We're going to ride him there. We got +100 on BetMGM. We've got -129 is the OddsJam perfect line. I like Crowder getting 11+ tonight. And
how much am I putting on this, Mike? What am I putting on it?
I'd throw 40 on that.
That's above my budget. Holy cow.
Hey, this is I think this is a pretty solid bet. This line is definitely trending towards the over. It was actually a positive EV play this morning at 9.5. So it's definitely, the money is coming in on the over 9.5 and now over 10.5. I think the over 9.5 was -122 on FanDuel this morning. So
Nice.
pretty solid bet there. I would agree as well.
I agree 100%. So there you go. Positive EV page, Bet Tracker. You know what's going on there, folks. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because we are going to talk a little March Madness. Okay, now we got the games going on. We got a little bit of time here, not much. Randall's got to go. The poor guy's hungry. Can't you tell he's starving?
Man, I haven't ate. You've been working me. You've been working me today, Bob.
We got two games tonight that nobody even really cares about, other than the fact that I'm going with Texas Southern and Indiana. How's that? I'm giving the points in both.
Well, hey, I do want to say Caesars. We talked about sportsbooks earlier. Caesars has a promo. I guess it's probably too late now to take advantage of, but it was bet both of these games. If you get both of them right on the point spread, you get a free $50 bet. So you might be able to live bet it. I'm not sure if lives count, but if not, get signed up for Caesars. Caesars is going to have some unbelievable promos, I think, for this tournament, especially on opening day. All of the books for that matter. Bob, Texas Southern, Corpus Christi, don't know anything about them. I'm going to go with Corpus Christi, and I do think Indiana should handle Wyoming fairly easily in that game. But I mean, who knows what Indiana team we get? They have been Jekyll and Hyde all year long.
Let me tell you why I'm picking Texas Southern. Very simple. I've bet them 3 different times live this year and won all 3 times. So there you go.
There you heard it, folks. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. That's what you want to win. Bob is again betting with his heart.
I'm betting with a trend, but the Bob trend. All right, let's talk about the tournament itself in each region. Let's start with the West with Gonzaga, the 1 seed, Duke 2, Texas Tech 3, and Arkansas 4. Guys, first off, I just want to tell you this right now. Down here in the 7-10 slot, you better watch out for Davidson. And if Davidson beats Michigan State and they play Duke, Duke better watch out. They're in for oh yeah.
My goodness. Let's go to the top half of that and look at Gonzaga that you're so high on, Bob. I mean, you're looking at a potential possibility of them seeing Arkansas, who in my opinion are a really dangerous team, man. I mean, I just think Gonzaga is destined to be out a little earlier than you think, man.
And Duke has got a shot at not only if they get past Davidson, they may have to play Alabama. Boom! Right.
I'm not as worried about Alabama, though. Arkansas is a different animal than Alabama.
Okay, well, it's SEC, and I'm telling you right now, if listen to what Jim Boeheim said, guys. Jim Boeheim just said that Duke is going to have a tough time this year.
Well, of course he did.
Texas A&M was in the SEC championship. I don't want to hear any of this nonsense about SEC. Texas A&M was in the championship game, and right back to the ACC. Virginia Tech in the championship game. Both teams are a joke. I honestly think Memphis can give Gonzaga a game in that first round. I know a lot of people are high on Vermont over Arkansas. Vermont's a solid team. They have been for years. But I mean, in this bracket, I mean, I don't know that I see a lot of upsets. I mean, I think maybe Memphis, the 9 seed over the 8 Boise. Not really high on UConn. Don't know much about New Mexico State. I know that's a popular 12-5 matchup that everybody's picking. Again, a lot of people are picking Vermont. I'm telling you, this Arkansas team, you saw it in the SEC tournament. You've seen it all throughout the year. They are not the same team as they are at home, on the road, or at a neutral site. And I think that that's going to cost them. I mean, this to me is a cakewalk for Duke to at least get to the Elite 8. And if they play Gonzaga, I mean, they've already beat Gonzaga once this year. So Duke will be in the Final Four, Bob, and I'll be in New Orleans.
You know what? And we'll argue that to the end of our days. But I'm telling you right now, there's 2 teams. If Davidson wins, they're going to get Duke a game. Number 1. Number 2, look out for New Mexico State. They have a tough defensive team, and UConn, you know what? They crack under pressure. Just look at the way they played Creighton. Come on. All right, let's go to the South. All right. Arizona with the 1 seed, Villanova with the 2 seed that Randall thinks should have a 1 seed, Tennessee, who I think got royally screwed with a 3 seed, and Illinois are Fighting Illini with the number 4 seed. I've got Arizona coming out of this as I had Gonzaga coming out of the previous region. Mike, what do you see? What about UAB and Houston? Can UAB beat Houston? A 12-5? Come on.
I mean, Houston has one thing going that is some experience, there's no two ways about it. But I just think with this Arizona team, I just really, really think that this team has found a way to battle time and time again. And every time it seems like they're not the real deal, they find a way. And I'm just really high on Arizona, at least getting through. I mean, Illinois, come on. Illinois is not going anywhere. I could see them losing and not even making it to face Arizona. And then, as we mentioned, Illinois could have to face Houston. Houston is a worry just because they have experience. That is going to come into play, and that is a little bit of a worry.
Randall, so who you got coming out, Mike? Who's coming out of this region?
I'm still going with Arizona. I'm sticking with them. I haven't seen any reason to jump off yet.
Okay, Randall, you'll definitely probably go against us, but I can tell you one thing. It's been a while since the number 2 seed has made the Final Four, and you've already got one going. Please don't tell me you're picking another one.
I am, and I've got a future on them at 22-1. I mean, Villanova should probably be the 1 seed in the region that Baylor is. We talked about this before we came on. Tennessee should probably be the 2, and Baylor should probably be the 3. In that South regional, Villanova should be the 1 in the East. But when this bracket was unveiled on Sunday, I could not have been happier. I mean, Villanova is going to play Loyola, Chicago, or Ohio State in the second round, probably Ohio State. I really wish I could bet this game here in Illinois. May have to make a trip to Indiana. Absolutely love Ohio State in that spot. Then they're going to see Tennessee, Longwood, Michigan, or Colorado State. I mean, not really impressed with any of those. Again, Tennessee, another team. Yeah, granted, they won the SEC tournament, but another team that on neutral floors, on road games, they don't play very well. Just a different team. In Houston, I think we're going to see Houston and Villanova in the Elite Eight. I think Houston, number 1, number 2 in offensive and defensive efficiency. They have the leadership that Mike mentioned. And I mean, Villanova obviously has the leadership as well. And yeah, Bob, I've got two seeds in the Final Four. And you know what? Actually, I'm not done. I'm going all 4 2 seeds in the Final Four, actually.
All right.
Auburn.
Okay. All right. So hang on. The one.
Hey, hold on. Hey, it's 2022, Bob, the year of the 2s.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Whatever. The one game that you and I have talked about, Randall, and we can't bet on is the Loyola Chicago Ohio State game. That is big chances for a 10 to overtake the 7. Don't you think?
Oh, no, I'm all over Ohio State here. The fact that Ohio State is catching 1.5 points, I mean, maybe it's telling, and it kind of goes against what I do from a handicapping perspective. But last year, I drove to Indiana to bet Loyola against Georgia Tech. If you remember Georgia Tech.
I remember that.
And similar here. I mean, Loyola, red hot. Ohio State struggling. I'm going to have to probably drive to Indiana and find a way to bet Ohio State in this spot. I mean, they're catching 1.5 points. EJ Liddell has the ability to take over a game. Local kid from Belleville. I mean, he is an absolute stud. I think Ohio State can definitely get past Loyola in this game. Honestly, from a future standpoint, I would rather see Loyola play Villanova in the second round. But, I mean, I think Villanova can beat either team.
Okay, so here where we're at right now, guys. We're almost at 20 minutes. We still got 2 regions. Do you think we can
You got 5 minutes. Pick it up, Bob.
5 minutes. Come with me. You guys are the long-winded ones. All right. In the East region, Baylor, we already agree. We all agree they shouldn't be a number 1 seed.
No.
And the winner of tonight's game between Wyoming and Indiana is going to play St. Mary's. Is that a possible 12-5 upset, guys?
I mean, I think it is. You see it every year. You see the team play the play-in game. They get that game under their belt. It's been huge. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking at a 12-5, I mean, not to jump ahead to Richmond, Iowa, but, I mean, that's probably the other 12-5 that I think just simply because, again, they're going to have played a game. Same with Rutgers, Notre Dame. Either one of those teams could beat Alabama. I mean, Alabama is the dumbest team I think I've ever seen. I understand the philosophy of it, but I think it's beyond ignorant to stand out there and shoot threes. And that's how you're going to win, and that's how you're going to lose. And
that's right. Mike, San Francisco and Missouri State, the Dons and Murray State, is that a possible 10-7 upset?
Yeah, definitely. I think San Francisco is shown that they've are a little battle tested as well. When you look at this region as a whole, man, I just do not see. I just don't see Baylor coming out of this, man. I think Baylor's done against North Carolina.
Who you got coming out?
Kentucky.
Me too. I've got Kentucky also. What do you say there, Randall? You got Kentucky coming out?
I'm with you. I think it's UCLA and Kentucky in the Elite Eight. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I know we're up against time, but this is my favorite. This is my favorite sport to bet. It's my favorite time of the year. Virginia Tech and Texas. You see it every single year. A team wins a conference tournament. They come in to the tournament as an underdog. Everybody backs them. Everybody thinks they're going to make a big run. Texas, Chris Beard has the experience, has taken a team to the national championship. Texas is going to beat Virginia Tech in this game, and then Texas is probably going to beat Purdue, and Texas is going to play Kentucky in the Sweet 16. And like I said, everybody's picking Virginia Tech. I cannot wait to fade them. That is probably going to be my second biggest play of the tournament behind Richmond as my first biggest. So Texas over Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
I just want to tell you something here, bud. All these heavy predictions that you're guaranteeing, if they don't come through, I'm going to clip them out. I'm going to make a little Randall video.
Hey, that's fine if you want to waste your time to do that. Real quick, again, you see this every year. Last year, it happened with Georgia Tech. They lost to Loyola as a 5-point underdog. Loyola smacked them. A couple of years ago, Isaiah Whitehead, Seton Hall, huge run in the Big East tournament, went out west, played Gonzaga, 7-10 matchup. Gonzaga was laying 1. Gonzaga kicked their ass. These teams are, Virginia Tech is not a good team. They got hot at the right time. This is going to be a very low-scoring game. Texas is going to win, and a lot of brackets are going to get busted on people who have Virginia Tech going to, who knows, the Elite Eight, Final Four. Same with Iowa. Let's head to the Midwest.
So let's talk about your Dons real quick. I got to tell you this stat here real quick. The Dons lost 5 games to St. Mary's and Gonzaga. You know what their record was the rest of the way? 24-4. You better watch out for the Dons.
I love San Fran in this spot, but I'll tell you, Murray State, Kentucky in round 2 could be a Kansas-Wichita showdown that we had many years ago.
That's true, too. That's true, too.
Mike, yeah, I'm with you. I like San Francisco.
Mike, we're moving on. We're moving on here. Midwest, last region. What do you think of Kansas getting the number 1 seed there, bud?
I could see them getting it over Baylor, truth be told, but I was not expecting 2 Big 12 teams to have a number 1 seed. That threw me for a big surprise. In that region, let's talk about the one Randall's talked about, this Iowa-Richmond game. Everybody's jumping on board with, Iowa, I told you they're dangerous. Look out for Iowa. Oh, yeah. Since when? What have they really done all year? They got hot in the conference tournament, man, and won, in my opinion, a weak conference. I love Richmond in this spot, and I can't believe that we're going to get Richmond plus 10.5.
Double digits. Absolutely insane. I about
plus
fell out of
10.5? Thank you.
I thought this line would have been Iowa 5.5, 6. I'm telling you, there is something to this group of seniors, which with Richmond, you saw it in the A-10 tournament. And again, you can make the same argument with Richmond as I just did on why you should take Texas. But you have two teams that won their conference tournaments that probably had no business. And Richmond was down in every single game. And they found a way to win. They want to be here. They've never been, this group of seniors, never been to the NCAA tournament. This is huge. And I'm going to tell you, this Midwest bracket has the chance for absolute mayhem. Creighton, I think, will beat San Diego State. They have a great shot at beating Kansas. I think Richmond beats Iowa. I mean, South Dakota State, Providence.
You better watch out. Oh, come on. You better watch out for South Dakota State.
Well, and here's the thing. You bring that up. Providence is laying 2.5. The last time that this happened was, I believe, 8 or 9 years ago. Creighton was in the same spot. Creighton was laying 2.5. They lost outright. So the line says South Dakota State beats them. And I mean, Richmond, South Dakota State in the second round. I mean, I would love that.
Yeah, I would too. And you know what, Randall, we talked about this, Mike. I don't know if you've been on them at all, but LSU.
Yes. Thank you.
If they play against Wisconsin,
they could. I love them in that spot. Here's what could happen in that bottom portion there you're talking about. Auburn wins their first game, right? They get probably USC or Miami. Honestly, either one of those two teams I like against matchup wise against Auburn. You could potentially see LSU and Miami in that bottom portion. How crazy would that be?
I mean, I think I don't know what the props are. I haven't looked, but I think if you could find a bet on the Midwest, what the total's going to be for Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. Like I said, I don't know what that number is, but I think there's a real chance. I mean, I picked it on my bracket. I've got Creighton, Richmond, LSU, and Auburn in the Sweet 16 on that side of the bracket. I just think it could be absolute mayhem. I will tell you, I do worry about LSU. Will Wade was forced out or he was fired, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I wonder how they respond to that. And let's be honest here. Iowa State is not being talked about. No one.
That's true.
I didn't even know if they were a lock to get in or if they were on the bubble. I mean, when I honestly saw them on the 11 line, I was like, what have they done? And those teams are dangerous.
Why did Will Wade get fired? It was the way he conducted himself in that last game.
It had everything to do with the recruiting allegations and money.
And the recruiting allegations, but he coached like an idiot in that game. I was very disappointed in him. So he probably deserved that fate. All right. So I've got Auburn coming out of this region. Mike, who you got?
I mean, we're potentially seeing, imagine LSU matching up against Auburn. I'm going to go out on a limb, man. Okay. And I'm going to say that ultimately the person that comes out of this is
come on.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
It's going to be mayhem. It's going to be LSU.
Hey, LSU down in New Orleans. I mean, why not get a chance to play in New Orleans? Bob or Mike, I don't think you're that far off. I mean, LSU I think is 80-1, or at least they were not long ago. I think there is some tremendous value in that number, but I really worry. I just worry how they're going to respond without.
Who you got? We got 20 seconds left.
I'm going Auburn, but I'm going to tell you right now, I would not be shocked if Creighton or Richmond is in the Final Four and that's your one kind of Cinderella team that makes it down to New Orleans. And hey,
Did you
please
hear that?
put
Folks,
Creighton or put Richmond in the Final Four against Villanova, and I'll love that for my future. Bob, 30 minutes, wrap it up. Let's go.
Folks, you heard it right here. He's been riding Richmond for the past 2 weeks. All right, that takes care of our show. Last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. Actually, the Sports Betting Zone tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. Have a great night.